Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I went 1 and 3 on Commander Night. Honestly, we got targeted. I'm not gonna lie. We lost. We got targeted. I don't even know what I did. I don't know what I did. I want to do Grixel stuff. Do you know this man tried to cast another board wipe after we were the only ones with permanents on the battlefield? I didn't do anything to this guy. It was like, what did I do? In game 4, however, we still lost. We still lost. Craziness. Honestly, I think it's because they left me alone. What's going on, builders? Welcome to Commander Debrief, where we talk about what went right and what went wrong on Commander Night this past weekend. This weekend, we played 4 different games. We won 1, lost 3. That's totally fine because we learned a lot. Make sure you like and subscribe down below. Click all the buttons that you need to stay in touch. Share this with somebody. Leave a comment. Let's build this community together because we're all creators and we all want to see each other win by creating. So let's jump right into it. Okay, to start off, let's talk about the wins. We cross off our 5-color win on our progress mark. We want to get 1 win in all of the different color combinations by the end of the year. Leonardo, the balance. I was partnered with Donnie, but we're going to talk a little bit more. Let's go. The win. Honestly, I think it's because they left me alone. We got an aggro amalgam, aka the Voracious Hydra, really early as a response to somebody had something on the board. I can't remember exactly what it was. Everybody was like, can you take care of it? Yeah, I got it. And it was the Voracious Hydra or aggro amalgam. However, they left me alone long enough to activate the arcade cabinet at least 4 or 5 times. So literally the aggro amalgam ended up with like 100 counters on him. It was just down to me and the person sitting next to me. He board wiped, so the aggro amalgam was gone. But I had just drawn Leatherhead Iron Gator with Raphael and the Leatherhead. Right away, Leatherhead had like 20 counters on him, and that was enough for a game. Got our W with the Ninja Turtles. I think the best plan of action, though, is to use April for Leonardo the Balance, because as soon as Leonardo comes out, April can come out turn 2 with good mana, right? You got at least 1 blue mana. April comes out turn 2. Leo can come out as early as turn 3. As soon as Leo hits the board, you'll create a clue because of April, and then because you created the clue because of April, you'll get counters on Leo, and you'll draw a card, and your engine will start to go just like that. I think April and Leonardo is the way to go. Now let's talk about what went wrong. As I said, I went 1 and 3. That means I lost 3 games. First game with Leonardo and Donnie, it didn't really do anything. The synergy between Donnie and Leonardo, they help each other if other stuff is coming out. So if I make tokens with another card, right, then Donnie says I'm gonna make also a mutagen token. And then when I make a mutagen token, I'll get the +1/+1 counters from Leonardo, but it's not really, they don't synergize with each other, because if I'm already making tokens, I'm not doing the Leo trigger twice, if that makes sense. I can't take benefit of Donatello being on the battlefield with Leonardo because I'm not doing it multiple times in a turn. So that, you got to think about that. All right, game 3. I got to try another commander I'm very, very excited about. It was Sammy Wildcat captain. We lost. That's totally fine. Like I said, we learned a lot. Sammy Wildcat captain. It's just an affinity deck. So I got a lot of colorless spells, a lot of artifact cards in my hand. But this first game, it never got off the ground. Whoever we were playing comboed right away. And it was like, oh, I remember exactly what it was. It was somebody playing some kind of Gruul deck that cared about X spells. And he had an Unbound Flourishing and a Crackle with Power in his hand. And he cast Crackle with Power for something and didn't realize he had just won. We were all like a little bit lower than 30, I think, health. And I think Crackle with Power was like, ended up doing 40 damage to each person. Something like that. Yeah, X was 4 and Unbound Flourishing doubles that X. Yeah, it was crazy. and literally I'm the one, I shouldn't have said anything. I'm the one that told him, hey man, I think you just won. So yeah, never got off the ground in game 3. In game 4, however, we still lost. But it was an explosive turn right before we lost. So here's what ended up happening. I ended up with a 1,000 Moon Smithy early game. I think like turn 3. Had my little gnome soldier that was, I think about 3-4 at the time, and it was good, good block deterrent. Had Mystic Forge come out early, so I was manipulating the top of my library, paying 1 life to get rid of the stuff that I needed. I really was mana screwed, is really what ended up happening. I ended up with 3 lands in my hand and I think a mana rock, and then I never was able to push my board state further by getting Sammy out early, because it took me all the way until the end of the game. The moment I cast Sammy, I casted everything in my hand. My board just like my hand just like threw up onto the battlefield, and they were like, it went from, I got 5 permanents to 20 permanents, literally just like that. I'm excited to see how I can make her work a little bit better. Maybe more mana rocks that would be free when she's on the battlefield, or early game they're helping me cast her. That might be the way I go. Gotta see. I need to put my deck techs up. You guys remind me to do that. Remind me, leave a comment and say put your deck techs up so you guys can help me build. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this deck. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this deck. But yeah, we ended up losing that one. We went 1-3. Now, let's talk about what we did at the end of the night. We wanted to play some two-headed giant, but with 6 people. So it was a 3-way two-headed giant. That makes sense. We all partnered up. We're a team, they're a team, they're a team. We ended up winning our first game. I'm not going to count that towards my, situation. But I am going to talk about it here. So the commanders that I was playing with, I played with my Elevere of the Wild Court deck, craziness. And my friend, he played with his Belladros Witherbloom deck. And this is the player I talked about in earlier episodes, where we talked about him being board wipe tribal and him paying 10 life. I was like, I know you're playing that deck. I'm going to play Elevere because my Elevere deck gains us life. So I'll gain the life that we're paying with your Belladros to untap your lands, or whatever black abilities you have to do where you have to pay life. And it paid off very well. What actually ended up winning us the game, I played Winds of Wrath, and he ended up pulling Rise of the Dark Realms, and it made sense. And so what ended up happening is we destroyed everything. Rise of the Dark Realms came out, and we ended up with everybody's board states. Imagine turn 5 of 6 players building, and then 1 player gets all of those permanents. Yeah, between my mat and his mat, we had the entire board ready to go. Goblins were on the battlefield, and my creatures were on the battlefield. It was insanity, and we ended up winning because of the board wipe. However, do you know this man tried to cast another board wipe after we were the only ones with permanents on the battlefield? When I tell you it's chaos incarnate, it's chaos incarnate. So they wanted to play another game. And the other partner that I got, he's actually a pretty good player. He's got a great collection of like really strong cards. And every time he plays, there's something you're gonna learn about how interactions work, because he's that kind of guy. He's really thoughtful when it comes to like exactly how layers work in situations like that. So he wanted to play Zevlor. I really like this deck. I have cards set aside to build my own Zevlor deck, so maybe this is like a sign I should build my own. So he was doing Grixis stuff. I was like, I want to do Grixis stuff. So I got out Nekazar, the Mind Razor. It's a really good deck, some really strong cards in there. I got Turgid in there, all kinds of craziness. However, honestly, we got targeted. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, Sir Ginger. We got targeted. I don't even know what I did. I don't know what I did. Sir Ginger and what's the other name of the card? The Virulent Silencer. By turn like 3, I had, me personally, I had 6 poison counters and 12 commander damage before I even had a permanent on the battlefield. Like I think I only had a folio of fancies on the battlefield, and Sir Ginger and the Virulent Silencer, I had 6 freaking poison counters and 12 commander. I didn't do anything to this guy. It was like, what did I do? Yeah, so we ended up losing terribly. We didn't lose to the poison counters and commander damage. I think he realized once I said something like, oh, okay, you are just eliminating 2 players that haven't done anything to you. So I can't remember how we lost, but I just know neither one of us ended up getting anything significant on the battlefield. I think he had a bribery that he played, but that still wasn't enough to do it. It was bribery, but not with the Zevlor trigger, so we didn't get 4 triggers. He got just 1. If it even went off, I don't remember. It just wasn't a good showing for either of the Grixis. The Grixis tag team didn't do well. So to recap, game 1, the Turtles lost, but game 2, we got the W because they left us alone. Game 3 and 4, Sammy Wildcat Captain didn't get off to the best start, but by game 4, she did great. Had a great turn. One more turn, I think we would have won the game, but that did not come. So we went 1 and 3 on the night. We got our 5-color win with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Really excited about this deck. I'm gonna keep it where it is. We'll talk about that on Friday with the new brew. By the way, we're switching up how we do videos just to, streamline it. We're still a young channel. We're still learning a lot about scheduling and that kind of thing. I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and everything down below. And don't forget, build the play, respect the table, win by creating. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Oh, you guys like the music that's playing? If you like the music that's playing, go listen to the Soundcraft video because I made it. See you guys.